Good evening and salutations, my B&B fans. This episode, I'm still trying to figure out this episode, but it was like half of it was good. Then the other half was I don't even know. I don't even know how to describe the other half. I think we know when I'm talking about the other half. Let's talk about the good half. Okay, the guy Deacon is just chilling. Gets a knock on the door. It's good old Sheila. Sheila needs a place to hide. Deacon is like, "What are you doing here? I'm a parole felon or whatever. Like, I can't be caught. Harboring a fugitive. Like, I don't want you dragging my life down with you. Pretty much." Sheila, being the delusional nut job that she is all like, "This isn't really my fault. Steffi is the one that kept pushing me. Blah 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 blah. She wouldn't leave me alone." Playing victim like usual because it's everyone else's fault except for Sheila. Now Deacon finds out that Finn is alive, and this. I guess this is an opportunity for Sheila to sit there and try to convince him that, hey, listen, I made some mistakes, but no one died. I didn't kill anyone, so it's okay. I just need a second chance. I just need you to help me out. The sad thing is that I knew that Deacon was going to help Sheila. Okay? I knew it. I just wanted to believe that he was going to do the right thing and be like, "No, I'm not doing this. Back away from me. Cobra Kai, something." I needed him to do something. But of course, he's going to sit there and help her. Cops came to the door, and you can look at his face when he looked at her like he's going to help her. Now, by doing that, he's probably going to wind up, causing a strain between him and his daughter. So that should be a fun mess to sit there and watch. I remember somebody just saying that the scene between Finn on Friday's episode, Finn and Steffi, was beautiful. That I'm not a real fan because I didn't really appreciate it. So I did chuckle a lot when he came to her, or came to somebody that looked like her, and it turned out it wasn't even her. Okay? He came right up there, and I sat there and I was like, I don't want to say this. Because it actually happened in this episode. I was like, I don't want to say this, but you do realize that all white people look the same, right? Like, I just want to point that out. I just had to sit there and say that because they literally kept going to every single person that remotely resembled her, and I'm like, maybe you should probably look a little more, closely before you just run up on these people. So yeah, half of this episode is like Cynthia trying to find Watto, except for it's trying to find Steffi. Now, while I was there watching the episode, I was looking at some of the comments like an idiot. But I say like an idiot because there's a lot of times when people sit there and just write some really awful things. But they looked at Steffi. Right? Because, we actually see scenes of Steffi. Now, somebody pointed out something, and I was like, I can see both sides of it. The stranger comes up, looks at Steffi, and is like, "Are you okay? Whatever." And she's in this deep depression, like the therapist said. She's like, "No, nothing could really help me." And, she says something, puts her hand on her arm, and then she walks away. Right? This woman is in a deep depression. Now, half of this scene, the other reason why this was just so much of a weird scene that I can't describe was they're looking for Steffi, right? Like, where's Steffi? We can't find Steffi. We gotta find Steffi. I'm like, you guys do realize that Steffi is not gonna leave her kids, and that eventually she's gonna come back to the clinic because, well, her kids are there. So, I mean, Taylor, you can kind of come back whenever you want. Rich, you're the boss's son. Ben, honestly, tell you the truth, the world thinks that you're dead at this point. You could just kind of just hang out back at the hotel, play with the kids a little bit, and wait for her to come back. Because, she's not going to leave her kids. Okay, cool. So we're just going to sit there and, we're just going to sit there and try to find her. So that's what they're doing. Now, I talk about this whole scene with Steffi because Steffi is in a deep depression. Yet she is looking like she's ready for a photo shoot. Okay? Somebody says that, people who are in deep depression, they don't care about anything. They don't care about their own hygiene, what they look like, whatever. So, on one hand, I get what this person's saying. On the other hand, this is a soap opera. Okay? It's a fantasy. So, while she is in this mental depression and everything like that, it's still a soap opera. People are going to expect them to be snipped there looking elegant. Okay? They're going to expect them to look elegant. So I get that from the fantasy side, and that's why I was like, you know what? I'm just not going to comment on it because I can see where this person is right and wrong at the same time. And so yeah, Finn is going from person to person, not finding Steffi. Rich gets some bad news that Sheila escaped again. But they go out and they try to find Steffi because Finn calls them up like, yo, I can't find her. All right, cool. Let's go and look. Uh, she's come back at some point. Now we're okay, cool. So they go out there. They try to find her. They all meet up, and the therapist hugs Finn because I don't even really know why, but it starts to split up. Ask some different people, have you seen this person? Well, at some point they start like running up to people and be like, "Oh, you're Steph. Oh, you're not Steffi. Oh, you're Steph. Oh, you're not Steffi." So I made the comment that I made. But so out there on a wild goose chase trying to find this chick, and Steffi winds up going by the church. Eventually, Finn gets there, sees her. Now, I will sit there and say that before they found her, there were scenes, like even in the beginning when Finn saw what he looked like with Steffi and the overly dramatic music, it was just like, really? I'm like, I know this is a soap opera, but really? You don't think this is a little bit too much? Because this, okay. But I will sit there and say that this was a nice scene. Okay, this was a nice scene. When I sat there and looked at it, I was like, this woman thinks that her husband is dead. Okay, her child's father is gone. To see him just alive. It was as much as a real reaction as you can get. Okay, so everything worked out really well. Their genuine reaction towards each other. There were scenes where she was not there thinking about when they first got married, and I was like, okay, sure, we're doing that still. Okay, whatever. But when they saw each other, it was a genuine nice scene. I couldn't sit there and knock it because I didn't have anything to really say negative about it. Everything worked, so that happened. So it was a good scene. Now, before they decide to go and try to find where's Waldo at, Taylor and Ridge did their favorite pastime. Talk about Steffi. Oh, Steffi's gonna be so happy that Finn's alive and they're gonna be happy and she's gonna make him happy. And it's like, yeah, okay, we get it. He's a prop for Steffi. We all get it. So that honestly, to tell you, that's why it was like it was very hard to sit there and just this other judge this other half of the scene because it was like, it wasn't totally bad. Wasn't really that good, but it wasn't totally terrible. And so this episode, I guess it saved it for me, was the Deacon stuff. And the other things, it was okay. And it wasn't totally terrible. I feel like that's about it. Really do. So, let me just double check my notes. I think that's the most pertinent information, so that's the good part. Bad part is that, well, I have to sit there and buy another book soon. What happens when you sit there and do 4 reviews a day, 5 days a week? I'm actually surprised this book has lasted as long as it did. So anyway, with that being said, I'm going to go. I want to thank you for watching. Be safe. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video.